everybody, welcome here to the home of Jan the Smiling Sun Champion. And finally it's happened, the Formula 1 2024 season is underway, and this is brand new, of course, for this fantastic new year with this all wonderful setup. We will always give you the race reaction, but this time it won't be to our exploits in the world of the Grand Prix racing with some of these magnificent wheels by Trustmaster, great technology by Apple, and obviously great super speed by Ferrari. It will actually be the reaction to the real races. Okay, so we hope to have 24 reactions, mostly obviously from here, as we start off this race reaction series from Ferrari's biggest fan, Jan the Smiling Sun Champion, in this brand new fashion for the 2024 season. And we start with round one, the Bahrain Grand Prix. So what can I tell you about the race? I'm sure if you've seen that race, 57 laps of a real challenge in the desert. The good thing for the teams obviously was that they had the preseason testing there, right? And obviously the hopes were high because Ferraris set the fastest testing times. But Red Bull had such a dominant season in 2023. So where are we going to get close? We know that in qualifying, of course, we qualify second and fourth, which is pretty good, okay, which is exactly where we wanted it to be. How about for the race? Well, we will show you, I think, the three, perhaps four major moments, featuring the Ferrari cars here and from the official race highlight. But I have to say, overall it was a disappointing race. Not that much has happened. It reminded me a little bit of the Bahrain Grand Prix back in 2010. That's right. I've been following and pretty much seeing almost every race, either live or the full, race, since 1998. So when Michael Schumacher obviously was putting the Ferraris on pole. So it was funny because the way the cars qualified, the way they kind of finished, there wasn't much of a change. So it was a little bit, we expected obviously, the great fireworks, but basically in a race, I believe one of the biggest issues is that since we didn't manage to qualify on the pole position, we had to get, especially the Max Verstappen of Red Bull, right at the start again. If he would drop down to second, third, fourth position, I think we could have a decent race because we had a decent pace. But basically at the start, you could see that Leclerc, didn't find Verstappen hard. I think this is one of the major issues. This is Formula 1. You're driving that red Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton will be your teammate next season, and you gotta make sure that you deliver the performance the Ferraris deserve. So you gotta try. You've qualified second. You get Verstappen right at the beginning because this is the best chance to obviously win the race. Also, the DRS would be enabled after lap 1, so that was a big change. But it actually created more of the DRS strain. So it wasn't like the cars would overtake each other a lot. For me, however, the biggest story as a Ferrari fan was that, oh my God, Sainz and Leclerc, they are going to be fighting, especially if they are similar on pace, and they're going to be overtaking each other. And it was very close, especially first time, when Sainz saw that Leclerc was having some brake balance issues. He's just gotten him, but in the first three corners, which are actually quite slippery. I myself have done that race, so I know how slippery it is. It's not easy to overtake there. It's easy to have a snap, it's easy to touch. So in the end, of course, I was happy that there was no real collision. Then obviously after the first pit stop, Leclerc managed to jump Sainz because he had to simply stop early since he was struggling and went from second to fifth. But then Sainz again would overtake him at the end of the start-finish straight. And yes, in the end, then Sainz had a good overtake also on George Russell. So despite starting fourth, he finished third on a podium. Obviously the two Red Bulls, that's highly disappointing, but a very similar story to the last season. Leclerc also have gotten George Russell there at the end when Russell himself had some technical issues and made a slight mistake. So overall, third and fourth place, we are definitely the second fastest team. I think that's without a doubt, but it falls short of the expectations. I really hope Ferrari can finally win that world title, whether it's with Leclerc or even Sainz, or Lewis Hamilton when he comes. It's we have to bear in mind in 2007 that was the last time that we actually won the title. So now is the 17th season, since we haven't won, and hopefully, we won't have to wait, pretty much 20 years like we did, when Johnny Scheckter won the championship and then Michael Schumacher won these brilliant 5 titles. So now, let's check it out on this beautiful red iMac by Apple. The major moments that I just described. Overall, again, I'm a little bit disappointed, and this is basically how the race unfolded. So here, let me be a little bit careful. We have a fragile setup, as you can tell. All right. So here, this is the start. So let's relive over here this magnificent start of the Formula 1 season 2024 from Ferrari's biggest fan, Jan the Smiling Sun champion. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
The red lights go out. The new
Come
season
on! You can do this!
is underway, and it's a good reaction time for Max Verstappen. Little bit of a wiggle.
Terrible, and here you gotta fight.
Falling to the...
So yeah, that would be the start of the race. So you could see that Verstappen again did a good job, cover all of it, zigzag the track, but Leclerc simply, I believe, gotta be tougher there. Look, even if you have a collision with him, it's okay. He has more to lose than you do. Now here, let's take a look. At this moment,
Alonso's fears about the race
that's
are proving correct.
When Ferraris obviously fought with each other.
About to do battle.
Yeah, so you could see, again, that's definitely not what we were. So yeah, that was a great move. Exactly. We cleared the Benz. We shouldn't even be, frankly speaking, in a fight with the Mercedes-Benz. And let's see. Finished. Okay. All right. So we don't want to lose this part. Okay. So yeah, here we have the top 10. Okay. So basically, as you can see, the finishing position, obviously, Verstappen, finished by 22 seconds from Perez, and then we had Carlos Sainz, 25 seconds. That seems like a lot, but I do believe, we can definitely find, at least that half a second, to fight with them in plenty of tracks in the 2024 season. This is how it finished. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this very special edition, the first edition of the race report from the actual Formula 1 race, so the Bahrain Grand Prix. Again, we got 3rd and 4th place. We are firmly 2nd in the World Championship. 3rd and 4th in the drivers. Nothing is lost. We pretty much maximize the chances. I think 2nd and 3rd would be the maximum. We could have won and gotten maybe even 1-2 with obviously a perfect start, which we sadly didn't. That was round 1, the Bahrain Grand Prix of the FIA Formula 1 2024 season. We will see you only in a week's time in Saudi Arabia once we take on the street circuit in Jeddah. Let's go, Forza Ferrari!